Hello and welcome to this video, which is about preparing for and celebrating and what to do around the festival of Imbolc. Now, Imbolc is one of my favourite festivals, as I mentioned quite frequently, and I have done other videos on the festival, so you can see them in the links. And I'll also be talking about the goddess Brigid, Brigantia, as well a little bit in this video, and I have done videos about her, and you can find that in the link as well. So I'm going to enjoy some tea, sit down, get cozy, and let's talk about celebrating the fire festival of Imbolc. So you might be unsure of what Imbolc is, and let's have a quick fabulous recap. So Imbolc is celebrated usually on February the 1st or the evening of January the 31st to February the 2nd. So that is the kind of the window where we celebrate Imbolc. And the name Imbolc is, well, etymology wise, it's a little bit of a question mark area. The general consensus is that it means something like in the belly, which, as I do mention quite a lot in life, that is about the ewes. You know, it's the time of year where lambing season begins, and the ewes are becoming pregnant or getting pregnant or having their beautiful lamb babies. So it's a time of year when we start to see that sign of life returning as well. So in the belly or fire of the belly, or sometimes it can be thought to be like use milk, but again, that is a similar meaning to it. The whole feeling is that life and fertility is returning to the land. It is the name of it's a very ancient festival, and the name is Old Irish, a Gaelic name, Imbolc, and it's a cross-quarter fire festival. What is one of those, you may be thinking? Well, if we think of the wheel of the year as a wheel or a pie or like a drum behind us, there'll be 4 festivals crossing the quarters that are fire festivals, and Imbolc is the first one. I'll talk about the fire of Imbolc in just a minute. The second one is at Beltane or Bealtaine, and that is the fire festival of passion, of sex, of fertility, of love, of the rising saps and all the greenery and life coming into fruition. The third fire festival of the year is Lunasad. So Beltane is around the 1st of May. And Lunasad is the third fire festival, and that is on around the 1st of August. Though again, you can celebrate from the last day of July to around the 2nd of August. And at Lunasad, which is at the opposite time of the year to Imbolc, so if you are in the southern hemisphere, you'll be celebrating Lunasad as we are celebrating Imbolc. And Lunasad is a celebration of harvest. It's a celebration of the grain, the crops. It is the sacrifice at the end of the beginning of the end of the summer, the productivity, the harvest, the first harvest. You have 3 harvests in the pagan wheel of the year, and that's the first one. So we see it as that ending of summer and the fruits and the rewards of the work that you've done. So you can see it's at the opposite time of the year now. The Imbolc is the planting of those seeds which will be harvested at Lunasad. So you guys at the side of the world, we have that bridge, the seed and the fruit, the grain, the beneath the earth, the above the earth. And then to Samhain, which is obviously the last one of the year, we have that fire festival, which is the last harvest. And we go, if this is about seed, love, harvesting, then of course Samhain will be about death and the end, and the end of the year and the end of the harvest and clearing out for the winter time. So back to Imbolc. Why do I like it? Why do I love it? The fire festival of Imbolc, it is a festival of fire, of passion, of life, in ways that aren't as loud as Beltane or as Lunasad. It's the quickening. It's that Aquarius electric energy flooding through the land. It's the between the storms and the rain clouds, these blue skies that just fill our eyes. It's the greenery of life. It's the crocuses starting to bud up in the ground, and the snowdrops. I think snowdrops are the symbol that really sums up the festival of Imbolc, this absolute grace and beauty that's coming out of the deepest and darkest of nights. So it's a festival where we know, as mentioned, it is the middle of between solstice and the spring equinox. So in that pie of the wheel of the year, you've got the winter solstice and you've got the spring equinox, and slap bang in the middle is Imbolc. So we are not at the end of winter, really, as much as maybe we feel we'd like to be. It is still that time that's very liminal, that's very unsure. There's lots of weather divination and folklore, which I talk about in my other videos, that go alongside Imbolc, because you want to be hopeful that you're going to be able to plant your seeds or begin to plan the year ahead without, going back into frosts and winter and cold and storms. But you don't know. You still could be in store for a good month or two or more worth of wintry weather. But it does have a shift. Things change at this time of year. The light shifts, the quality of light brightens, the length of the days, of course, lengthens, and that you can go out and see the beginnings of life. And that's what Imbolc's all about, is the beginnings of fertility. It's the beginnings of clearing out the winter and beginning to plan the year ahead, or feel fresh and purified and cleansed for the year ahead. And so in that fashion, the big themes of Imbolc are purification and protection. So you want to be thinking about doing a damn good spring clean, which I'll talk about more in a moment. Domestic goddess, I am not. Many things in this life, domestic goddess, not one of them. However, I've got a magical cleaning spray to share with you as well, that you can make and use to not only clear your house physically, but also to work on an energetic way as well. And it is a wonderful time to start to take things to the charity shop, take things to the tip to be recycled, to remove your house of the clutter, which I have plenty of, and the things that are stuck energy that you don't want anymore, that don't serve your way forwards. We can't, move forward with the energy of moving towards the spring if we are being burdened down by a lot of old crap. We often think in the Western world, hit January the 1st, it's New Year, everything starts again. It's like, nah, it's still the middle. Like, as I say, if you looked at it realistically, Imbolc could be seen as midwinter. I think I'd call more sorts of January midwinter, but, you're still in the depths of hibernation at the beginning of January. Realistically, our bodies aren't going, woohoo, I want to be up and lively. There's this real retreat into quiet and depth. And that's why when I work with energies of Imbolc, we are in that seed phase. We are underground. We are allowing this, nurturing the spark and the seed of who we are, with the crap cleared out the way, a cleansed version, what we are wanting to focus on, actually what is important. When we're looking at the seed of Imbolc, we're looking at the seeds you want to plant out there. It is a great time to start planning your garden and planning what you want to do and clearing the way. But also thinking about on a personal level, what seeds are important, what seeds and what projects and what dreams are pure and true and you want to move forward with. So this is really worth thinking about at this time of the year. You get a second chance. If New Year didn't really work because, hey, as mentioned, we're not programmed for that stuff, then this is a time for refocusing and for clearing and really beginning again. So what can you use to clear the space? Well, you can use many, many different things to clear your space. You can use your general cleaning routine, but maybe work with the energies of Imbolc, dedicate your cleaning to Brigid, to the goddess, dedicating it to the spirit of Imbolc, to that time of year, dedicating it to celebrating as you do the housework. And as you know, I'm not the queen of wanting to celebrate housework, but let's make it a ritual. Let's make it a thing we're doing to enhance the energy and to refocus that we're not just clearing the space, but we are clearing the space for the new year. So onto my spray. I feel like I'm selling it. I'm not selling it. I just made some. Ooh, super potent, isn't it, Stars? I was like, what is this? I remade some today. So this spray, which I put a nice little ribbon on, what I put in this spray is a base is Florida water. Now, have you used Florida water? It's fabulous. It is fabulous for energetically clearing, but also for cleaning. So you can use it for really psychically having a huge effect on your space. Like I use it in sprays, I use it in cleaning products. It is the shiz. You know, it works absolutely wonderfully for clearing space. You don't have to use that, but if you can get hold of some, I would recommend giving it a go and putting it in a spray if you do readings, if you're doing a ritual, you can use it to spray to clear that space, and boy, it does. Also, in this magical spray, I have lavender water. You can just put lavender oil in. I've got lavender water in at the moment. I've got spring water, and I also have put in some crystals. I've got shungite in there that's meant to be good at clearing and cleansing, and an amethyst because that's for balancing and for calming energies and for gentle protection. And also I have a clear quartz in there, and it feels nice. It feels like a good spray, doesn't it, Star? We've got a good spray that just helps us to really, it's not quite, because I think not just clear the space. That Florida water is very awakening. It's kind of just like a zap feeling of livening things up as well, which is what we want at Imbolc time. So you can put other things in your spray. You can put lavender oil in and different oils there that with some spring water that can really clear your space. But it's a really good way of waking up the energy, clearing out anything stagnant, and doing a good old clean. So when you've cleared your space, another energy of Imbolc is working with craft, creating, as this time of year is dedicated to Brigid, so the festival of Brigid, Brigantia, who is an all-encompassing goddess, but we particularly work with her at this time of year, or feel her energy at this time of year, though you can obviously connect with Brigid at any time of year. And the Christian celebration at Imbolc is Candlemas. So and obviously Brigid has become Saint Brigid as well. But the goddess Brigid is very, very old, and she's a goddess of the sacred fire. She is a goddess of light and the returning of light. That's what this festival is all about. And she's also a goddess of healing. So we have that kind of three ways that people like to think of her. Is a goddess of healing, so the healing waters, the healing springs, and kind of water and cleansing and purifying at this time of year, very, very important. Healing is also the kind of that fire, that cleansing, that purifying out of the old, stale, stagnant energy. So it's a good time to work with your own healing or healing others, and reconnecting with anything you might want to heal and shift this year, and or if you do healing yourself, or if you enjoy the practice of healing. And that doesn't have to be just things like hands-on healing. It can be the sound healing, song. It can be making potions and lotions and things that really bring upliftment and healing to people. And also she is a goddess of the forge. So a goddess of the fire, of transformation, of creating and crafting the things that we need in our daily life, as well as things, of course, we think of the forge, we think of weapons and all that kind of thing. But also she is the goddess of forging and, creating the things for our hearth and our home. But creativity and forging and transformation is a huge theme of this time of year. So we are working with the energy of the forge, of transforming, to really come into this new time with that alchemy of transformation, and able to take what we've learned over those winter months or over the last year and transform it into something new and bright and clear. So a great time for creativity, because also she is a goddess of poetry. And poetry in this day and age may not have the power that it once would have had in our ancestors' time. I mean, to me it does. I adore poetry, but it may not have society's place in all ways as it used to in in the cultures, the Celtic cultures, and also in the Norse cultures as well. Because poetry was an art of retelling important stories and imparting wisdom, and remembering the history through poetry. So to be a bard, to be a poet, to be someone who tells those tales, those deep stories, was a very, very important thing, and holding deep wisdom. And this is the poetry that we're going to be retuning into with the energy of Brigid and Bridie, as well as the enjoyment of writing, the enjoyment of expressing ourselves just because we can. You don't have to be someone that writes a lot or thinks of themselves as a poet to do this, but it's a wonderful time to just write, to go out into nature maybe, or to be at your altar and to write something that really inspires you, or to feel the inspiration of the land awakening around you, and just putting pen to paper and seeing what comes. And also, it's a great time for crafting and creating. You can make Brigid's crosses, which are from reeds. I don't have one here. I do have one of Brigid eyes that I have made, so you can make Brigid's eyes. Really, really simple. Again, they are protective symbols, because protection is also purifying. Protection is also a major theme of this time of year. And a really fun things to make is a Bridie doll or a Brigid doll. Now I have a couple, well, I've got 3 here actually. 2 of them I made, one of them was a gift. I'll show you the one that's a gift first, because I just really love this doll. Look at it, it's a Brigid holding the fire. A beautiful doll, absolutely gorgeous. And again, she has the cross over her chest for protection. She's holding the sacred flame and she's dancing with that fire, so a real fire spirit doll. This is another doll that I've made, so you can make these easily. These are very simple to make, and if you have the time, they're a really fun project to make a Bridie doll over the Imbolc period. Maybe just give yourself some space to do it in playing some music that inspires you, or ritual space, and create, maybe with your friends, you could do this together, create your own Bridie doll. And then she is on the altar and she's, there inspiring you throughout the season. You can keep her on your altar all year round, or you can take her off and put her away until next Imbolc, but you can also take her out on your ventures as well. Here's a really simple doll that I made out of wool. A really, really, really simple one, and you can just hang this up somewhere. Not that she's falling apart or anything. So you got this made out of wool, very, very simple. Again, the cross there, and she has last year's crops on there, and she has a swan feather, because swans are sacred to Brigid. So really, really simple to make this out of wool, and you can just hang these up. Really, they're nice to kind of have by your altar. Doesn't take long to make, and you can hang them by your altar or place them on your altar to connect you to Brigid and to the festival of Imbolc, and knocking everything over, and to this kind of maiden feeling, this fresh feeling. The doll comes in because the time of the year is about connecting with the maiden, connecting with the beginnings, the awakenings, the youthful energy. And making this doll and having that with you is a way of connecting with that energy. Also, I've got a swan on the altar, because swans are sacred to Brigid and this time of year. So yes, I guess that's what I've got here to show you guys. You can also honour Brigid by baking, by making bread or cakes. That's something that, again, as not a domestic goddess, I don't often do, but there are plenty of more amazing recipes out there, or, just enjoying cooking and baking for others and for yourself around Imbolc time and sharing that beautiful energy. What I definitely more on writing poems, songs and painting, creating something, maybe creating a doll, but also you can play some music or create some, if you enjoy making music, then writing or creating a song or some music for this time of year is also a really beautiful way to honour Brigid. And I do have a video that I put up a few days ago, which is a song that I wrote to honour this time of year. It's called Light the Dawn, and I'll link it if you haven't seen it. So here are some lovely ways to connect with Brigid and connect with Imbolc. Really when I'm looking at these crafting things, they're kind of, she is the patron of this domestic, everyday craftsmanship and beauty and art that are important to our souls and our day-to-day life. This is a festival of life and light returning, and channeling that into something creative in some way is a really, really positive. It's imbuing this, imbuing what you're creating with this newfound light and energy. It's also time to be out in nature and really watching nature change. So if you can, and if it's accessible for you to go and take some walks, that would be a great way of just being in the land and listening. It's not about having to do a big ritual. Usually it's just good to listen and to observe and to feel with all of your senses what's going on in the world. And you'll see that even though we are in the grips of winter here, you will see that there are buds on the trees, and you'll see that there are the animals are getting very busy, whether they're starting to make nests or starting to court, or getting all puffing up their feathers to impress the other birds. It's getting to be gently and slowly that busying, quickening time. It is called the awakening this time. And watching the bulbs and the snowdrops and life returning, it's very exciting in my mind. Very, very exciting indeed. So take some time out in nature if you can, and just listen, watch the trees, watch the land, watch the animals, see how and feel how the shifts are happening and occurring. Maybe that might inspire some creativity in your life. So let me just check my notes. There's anything else I wanted to share with you about this time of year? I think we're good, because we've got those other videos that I have created. Just wanted to share this time in this space with you all, and just know that this is your time. It's a powerful time, and as I mentioned, there's the seed. There is that we're under the earth still. You don't have to have done all the things just yet. You don't even have to have started all the things or anything. We're in that seed stage, and just so a real sense of nurturing and playfulness and joy is super important. Just taking care of you and not letting things get too heavy on top of you at this time, because a seed needs enough soil to grow, but not to get bogged down so it can't grow, so it can't emerge. So give yourself the space and everything you need. Tend to your needs, your life, your health, your the things you love. Tend to them well, and that could just mean having a rest. That's absolutely fine. It's finding the magic and the fire and the joy and the passion within you, and letting that dance really spark. And when we're sort of looking at this time of year, it's the maiden reminds us that joy gets a bit forgotten in life, and that immediate sense of joy, that sense of wonder and playfulness and lightness. And I feel that Imbolc brings that feeling back to us and allows us to embody that. And I do always find that good things happen when you allow that energy to surge through you. You attract the things that you need more than when we're trying very hard to make it happen. So give yourself the space this time. Allow that seed of what you love, of what you care about, of what you're nurturing to grow. Take care of it. Take care of yourself, and let the quickening, the awakening come through to you, and see what wants to emerge at this time into life. And enjoy the festival. Play, write, do something, make time, just make some time, carve out some time around the Imbolc festival to hold a ritual of some kind, whether that's meditating with some nice music, whether that's crafting something and singing while you're doing it, making up some bread, or doing a ritual to honour the season, honour Imbolc, but also make sure that you do that cleaning and clearing first. I know, I've got to do it as well. But make it ritual, make it fun. If you would like to really immerse in the spirit of Imbolc, then I am running a really beautiful 7-day retreat from Thursday 26th to Imbolc itself. So you get the chance to deeply connect with the different energies of the festival, with the spirits of the land, with your own creativity, with your own spark. We're really going to nurture what it is that you need at this time of year to bring your own path into clear sight and to bring your dreams a bit more into fruition. There's no pressure, there's no rush, but with the Imbolc retreat, we're giving ourselves the space to allow ourselves to spark up and to feel the changing energy and to emerge strongly. So through creativity, it's through journeying, through meditation, it's through videos. We have set themes. We also have live videos as well, and it is only £67 for 7 days of magic. So if you would like to come and join a gorgeous group from all over the world, do follow the link to the Heart of Imbolc retreat, and let's have this really beautiful time of year, this hopeful time of year, this deep and light time of year together. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all really soon. Take care. Bye.